Odysseus, the New York Odyssey, audiobook synopsis. Imagine the legendary Greek hero Odysseus transported from ancient Greece to modern-day New York State. After the Trojan War, Odysseus sets out from Troy, New York, determined to reach his new homeland, Ithaca, New York, at the southern end of Cayuga Lake. It should be a simple journey of only a couple hundred miles. But this is Odysseus, and somehow that short trip becomes a 10-year epic. He begins by sailing down the Hudson River toward Albany, where his crew encounters the modern-day Cicones. Instead of resisting the temptation to cause trouble, they raid the area and quickly discover that the locals are not amused. Odysseus orders everyone back to the boat, but the damage is done. From Albany, they head toward the Mohawk Valley, where they encounter their first great enemy, New York weather. Sunshine turns into thunderstorms, thunderstorms turn into snow, and then somehow it's sunny again. Odysseus begins wondering which god controls the weather. Then the crew encounters the lotus eaters. Except this time, the lotus is fast food. The sailors eat, relax, and decide that perhaps they don't need to reach Ithaca after all. Odysseus insists they leave. They promise to leave tomorrow. Months pass. Eventually, they reach the Erie Canal. Odysseus thinks the canal will make everything easier until he encounters the mysterious locks. The ship goes up, then down, then up again. Odysseus demands to know who designed such a system. His crew answers, engineers. Odysseus is not impressed. Farther west, Odysseus encounters the Cyclops. But this isn't a one-eyed giant living in a Mediterranean cave. It's an enormous New York farm animal. When confronted, Odysseus cleverly declares that his name is Nobody. The Cyclops isn't convinced, but Odysseus escapes anyway. His next encounter is with Circe, whose magic transforms members of his crew into people who spend entire weekends visiting Finger Lakes wineries. Odysseus eventually realizes that they're still human, technically. Then comes the darkest chapter of the New York Odyssey, the underworld. Except the underworld isn't Hades, it's the DMV. Odysseus enters to renew his driver's license. The doors close behind him. A clerk asks for a form he doesn't have. He's sent to another window, then another. Finally, he's told to go downstairs. Odysseus descends into the depths and disappears for 2 years. When he finally escapes, he continues toward Ithaca. But then he hears them, the sirens. Their irresistible song isn't promising eternal beauty or forbidden knowledge. It's simply free Wi-Fi. The crew immediately changes course. Odysseus has to tie himself to the mast to prevent them from abandoning the journey. Next comes Scylla and Charybdis. In this New York version, Scylla is a gigantic traffic jam, while Charybdis is an enormous pothole capable of destroying the ship, or in this case, the car's suspension. Odysseus chooses the traffic. It is the lesser evil. Eventually, the crew reaches Cayuga Lake, where they encounter the sacred cattle of Helios. Odysseus gives them one simple command: do not touch the cattle. Then he falls asleep. His hungry crew ignores him. They eat the sacred cattle. Thunderstorms roll across New York. Odysseus wakes up furious. I told you not to eat the cattle. The journey suffers another enormous delay. And then comes Ogygia. Odysseus becomes stranded on an island in Cayuga Lake and meets Calypso. She offers him everything he could possibly want: food, shelter, beautiful scenery, peaceful lake views, and absolutely no responsibilities. Odysseus says he needs to get to Ithaca. Calypso tells him he could stay. Odysseus hesitates, and then 7 years pass. Finally, Odysseus remembers his original mission. He really needs to get to Ithaca. Near the end of his journey, he encounters the Phaeacians. But in modern New York, the Phaeacians are Uber drivers. The driver asks, "Where are you going?" Odysseus replies, "Ithaca." The driver asks, "Ithaca, New York?" Odysseus screams, "Yes!" At last, the journey is over. After 10 absurd years, Odysseus finally arrives in Ithaca, New York, on the southern end of Cayuga Lake. He steps out. He looks across the water. His exhausted crew looks at him, and someone quietly says, "We made it." Odysseus looks toward Ithaca and simply replies, "Finally." The legendary voyage is complete. From Troy, New York to Ithaca, New York, a journey that should have taken only a few hours by car, but somehow became a 10-year American epic of storms, fast food, canals, monsters, bureaucracy, free Wi-Fi, potholes, sacred cattle, and 7 years of lakeside relaxation. The New York Odyssey. Troy to Ithaca, a couple hundred miles, 10 years, and Odysseus still somehow made it home.